Hello. We are going live. I need to turn off my desktop. There we go. I didn't get the green screen set up today, so you're just gonna have to kind of live with the jaggedness of using the virtual green screen. Let's see, we've got 12 people in here. I know there was another person we were trying to get in. So let me give him a quick message. If I get a response, I get a response. Let me go. In. Let everyone know in Discord that we are live. Looks like we've got 12 so far today, so pretty good. Pretty good turnout so far. We will be doing Zolder first, and at Zolder we will start in the rain and go to clear. Let me go over here to turn this off so I can see if anybody's in chat. Feel welcome to talk to me. But I need to go here to actually see what's kind of going on. Hold on a second. There we go. I had to take care of the TV sound. It was kind of loud. Yeah, I'm using the virtual green screen. You can see this little chroma cam thing come up in my face. It's a bit annoying, but kind of is what it is. I got my own green screen, portable green screen, but it takes a bit to set up, and yeah, I gotta also keep an eye on kids, so it is what it is. If you can't hear me, let me know. Not sure we're going to be getting many more. We've got quite a few people in here. I didn't quite get the standings set up so I could show the standings. Yeah, excellent hardcore. So we'll do 13 laps at Zolder. That would normally be short of 20 minutes, but since we're starting in the rain, I'm expecting the first few laps to be pretty slow. And I imagine we'll be getting started here pretty soon. So we'll just kind of take a moment and wait for the start. I need to make sure we got 11, so I actually need to make sure I'm in spectate mode. How do I start you into spectate? There we go. I'm in spectate mode. So even though we're a little down on numbers from usual, we do have a very good, very high-level lobby. Watch out for, you got Starkey, you've got Toby, Zodiaz, and Davey, and Vibe, Nathan. All these guys are incredibly fast. Even the guys on the bit slower end for our league are still incredibly fast. So I would highly doubt we'll be seeing too much in the way of people getting lapped. The Bacon and Hardcore pretty quick. Dan O'Neill's fast. Jay is really fast. I mean, this is going to be a pretty tough lobby, even though it's a bit smaller. So I expect to see some pretty darn good racing. Yep, I'm in spectate mode now, Hardcore. All ready up. Really the key to Zolder, especially with the rain, is going to be who can find their traction the quickest, and that first chicane and the second chicane, who can take it fast without avoiding penalties or having the car so upset it goes flying. Yeah, those are tricky chicanes. I love racing at Zolder. It's a lot of fun, but those can catch you out in a heartbeat. Make sure I got the actual game sound running so you can hear the racing. Oh, we got somebody else in. Lanky's gonna be running with us, it appears. It doesn't have any cars selected, so I'm not sure. Let me double check our yeah, Lanky did not sign up. You may have to go in the see if I can get his attention. Oh, looks like he switched to the M6, so that was the rule we made. Hold on, we might. Okay, we won't be getting Bone Crushers in here. Another really fast racer. So, got 12. And here we go. This should be fun to watch. And we'll see how this all plays out. Looks like the popular car for here is the Lamborghini. And Lamborghini really popular. A couple Cadillacs. Got the McLaren, a couple McLarens, and a couple one person in the Acura. A couple Cadillacs. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. And here we go. Oh, gotta love the chroma cam advertisement in the middle of my face. Is what it is. That's why I usually use my own green screen. That, and it just looks a lot better. All right, it looks like Jay's going to start on pole. You've got Matt, formerly known as Stuffed Penguin, Nathan in third, Hardcore in fourth, Vive in fifth, Davey in sixth, Toby in seventh, Lanky in eighth, and what just happened? And we just lost like half the field, so it looks like a restart. And restart. And, well, look at the winners. Nobody. And Davey will be setting up a new lobby. We'll get everyone back in. Sorry for the rough start. That kind of is what it is. You won't find... This is a private lobby. We do that to make sure we keep joiners from ruining the fun. Not only does it affect the lobby, they wouldn't be part of the league, so... What a way to start. There we go. We'll get back in. Make sure I'm in spectate. There we go. I'm in spectate. We already got most of the lobby back in. 11. We had 13, so we're missing a couple people. Who are we missing? We're missing Toby. Nope, there's Toby. We're missing one more person. Who are we missing? Let's see, we'll take a quick look at recently played with. Who are we missing? We got Hardcore, we got Vibe, we got Toby. Ballistic Bacon, that's right, is who we're missing. The zombie guy that's not in here. Yeah, you can see I haven't been playing much lately. So, you guys gotta get Ballistic Bacon back in here and we'll try this again. And Vibe going into Z4. Z4, a very grippy car, but really struggles on the straight, so he's really did some good work with it last week at Hockenheim, but week before, yeah, last week at Hockenheim. But we'll need to see how that kind of plays out in this race. Zolder's a very grip-based track. Exit speed means a lot, so in that case, but it does have a couple straights where overtaking the Z4 could really struggle on holding off other cars from overtaking it, so he's going to have to absolutely maximize the chicanes and his exit speed out of some of the sweeping corners. Lanky is a last-minute add. So he is in the BMW M6. He doesn't have 4-pick cars, so he'll be using that the whole time. Matt has been put in a lot of work to improve, so I'm interested to see how he does today. It's one of those guys who's really kind of still learning the game. Actually expected to have more people like Matt in the league, but when they see the pace, so I give Matt a lot of credit. He really sticks it out and is really putting in effort, because a lot of guys who just didn't have the pace kind of like, yeah, I can't keep up with these guys, I'm dropping out. So here we go again. And Davey this time is going to be on pole, followed by Zodiaz, Matt, Lanky, Toby's in 5th, Nathan in 6th, Dan O'Neill in 7th, Hardcore in 8th, Starkey in 9th, Vibe in 10th, Jay in 11th, and who am I missing? I know Ballistic Bacon got in. I guess, or maybe we went ahead without him. Okay, yeah, we're starting without him. So we'll start up here with Zodiaz. We'll put him behind the interface. Zodiaz is in the McLaren, Davey's in the Acura. You've got Matt and Lanky in the BMWs, and Kobe in the McLaren. So here we go. Davey gets a great start. Just look at that. He's way out in front of everyone. Zodi slots in ahead. You got Lanky in 3rd. Kobe goes around the outside. Here we go through that sweeping, couple of sets of sweeping rights. Very, very difficult. Here, I'm going to try and watch the computer screen. That way, it's not like looking away from everybody. So, look at that. Zodiaz is all over Davey. That Acura's got great straight line speed, though. You can see it just pull out on Zodiaz down the straight. And here we go over the chicanes for the first time. Looks like most everyone got through safely. So you got Davey in the lead. Zodiaz, Lanky's doing pretty good. You see Toby come around the outside. Oh, yep. Toby makes the move. Moves up in the 3rd. Zodiaz is looking for the lead. It looks like, yeah, we saw that, Bacon. We'll get you in on the next one. Sorry about that. Definitely, it looks like the McLaren struggles a bit on the slow corners. The Acura just kind of pulls away on the straights and out of the slow corners, but you can definitely see Zodiaz is quicker through the sweeping corners, but struggling for traction on exit in the rain. The Acura's just planted. You got Lanky, I think that's Dan O'Neill behind. Nope, Starkey and the Lamborghini's behind him. You got Nathan in 6th, followed by Hardcore in the Cadillac. Vibe is in the Z4, Jay is in the Lamborghini, and Dan O'Neill's in the Lamborghini. And look at Matt, just he has put in a lot of work. He's definitely improved. With Davey's still out in the lead with Toby right on his tail. He's gotten by Zodiaz. Toby goes slightly wide into the dirt but keeps his speed. Heading down towards the chicane. It's going to be interesting. I probably should have been on Toby to see that. But looks like Starkey's moved up into 4th. Him and Nathan have gotten past Lanky. You see Lanky's looking up the inside Nathan. It's not there. Oh, everyone's losing speed. Vibe slips through. Vibe's up to 7th. He's making the move on Lanky. Into the hairpin here. He's struggling to get the traction down on exit. Give it up to Matt. He is keeping up with these guys. I am proud of Matt. She's gonna sit back here with him. Oh no. Yeah, he lost it. That's a tough corner to come out of, especially in the rain. So Davey is holding off Toby for now. Comes out, slots in front of Toby to take a better line through here. Toby's got the better exit, but Davey's still got the advantage of that speed on the Acura. You can definitely see the McLaren close up through the sweeping corners, but struggles to down the straight. Even with the draft, you can't pull even with Davey. Oh, he got better through the chicane though. He's looking up. He's going to take the outside through the second chicane. Davey brakes late. Makes it work. He's risking a penalty there. That was close. He's got a bit of a compromise speed though coming through that right-hander. Oh, and there goes Toby up the inside. A little bit of contact. Slots right back in behind. Oh, it looks like he might have the move heading into this final chicane. Not quite. Davey actually got through there much quicker. Just uses how planted that Acura was. Oh, you can see back here, Vibes moved up to 6. He's got Nathan in his sights. That Z4 seems to really be doing well in the rain. Already closed the gap to those guys. However, this is coming out of the sweeper. He needs to keep his speed up. That's where he's going to struggle with that. Oh man, he gets a lot of dirt going through there. And you get lucky and wet. Even though this game's very forgiving on the grass, the wet can really catch you out. Oh, that was a dangerous look. Right on Nathan's tail. We're still single file. We got Davey in the lead, Toby in second, Zodiaz in third. Vibe is trying to fight. Nathan goes up the outside of Starkey in the Cadillac. And I think he's just trying to avoid Vibe there. Vibe's got the draft of Starkey heading into the corner. Is he going to be able to do it? A little better on the brakes. He claims the inside line, but Nathan's going to have the exit. However, who's going to be behind Starkey? Starkey kind of held Vibe up there a bit, but now he's got the draft. Oh, Nathan managed to get up the inside of Starkey. He's making the move now. He moves up into fourth. Now we got some battling going on here. Now Starkey's going to have to hold off Vibe. Question is, can those guys work together to catch up to the leaders? Davey's doing a good job of holding off Toby, but he's going for the move here. He takes the narrow line. He's not going to have the quite the exit speed. Davey was sliding around. That allows Toby to get right up next to him, heading into the this right sweeper, heading to the back straight. And Toby makes the move stick. Davey's firmly tucked into his draft, goes for the move on the outside. He's going to contest that outside line heading into the first chicane. You can definitely see the speed advantage, but he backs out of the move. Just takes it safe. Toby, his car got upset on the second part of the chicane. Davey's able to get back by, and Zodiaz is able to get back by with much greater exit speed. But Toby holds him off heading into the second chicane. Ooh, just sliding through there. We expect the rain. We're in lap 5. Should let up pretty soon. I think Davey made a good choice with the Acura. It's got great straight line speed. It's good in the corners, but just really planted. So if you start to lose the rear end, lots of times it's pretty easy to recover. Of all the mid-engine cars, I would say that's the easiest one to recover. Heading through the final chicane. Sliding through there a little bit. We'll head back here to Toby. We got Zodiaz in third. Nathan's in fourth. Starkey's still holding off 5. Hardcore's moved up to 7th. We got Jay in 8th. Dan O'Neill in 9th. Lanky's fallen to 10th. And Matt's in 11th. But, his times aren't too far off everybody else, so he's improving. We'll go back out here. Toby's closing the gap to Davey again. Zodiaz's fallen off the pace just a little bit, and Nathan is tracking him down. Now he's got that 3-car train of Nathan, Starkey, and Vibe firmly in his draft, so those guys are going to be looking to catch up to him and make a battle for the 3rd podium position. You know, it'll be. I'm doubting it. The track is still going to be very wet, Matt. You could. I know Toby can do a 129. I think I've come close, but not quite gotten it before. In the dry. I think Toby might have done a high 128. But there will be a dry line by the end of the race. So it could be interesting. And Zodiaz, look at him. He got away from Starkey and Nathan as those guys battled. Starkey took over fourth. And he's now right back up on Toby. Oh, Toby's going for the move into the final chicane. It's not there, though. Toby closes the gap a bit, and Davey using that draft. Heading through turn 1, and turn 2 is always tricky because you got to get the car to rotate so you can get back on the gas, but too much rotation and you'll slide out. You can see the rain has stopped. Let's take a quick look at this from Toby's angle. We'll follow along with the action. Heading towards the first chicane. Yeah, he's nowhere close enough to go for a move, so he's going to try and set himself up to get the exit speed. Davey slides through it, whereas Toby managed to straight line. It definitely gives him the speed heading towards the second chicane. You can just see the power of that Acura. Oh, a bit of bumping. Toby backs off. Davey's sliding around. Slide around too much, he's going to let Toby ride on by. And into the hairpin. Oh, Toby goes a little wide, makes a mistake. Loses a lot of time to Davey as Davey just goes off into the, almost off into the sunset. Allows Zodiaz to catch back up a little bit. Oh, Zodiaz goes wide. You see the dry line starting to form. And Starkey's a little too far back. 5 has moved up to 5th. Got Nathan in 6th. Hardcore in 7th. Jay's in 8th. Dan O'Neill in 9th. You see those times are starting to come down. Oh, Davey slid his way through that second corner. Going to cost him some speed and allows Toby to catch back up to him. See if Toby can get the run on him. Definitely gets the better corner. He's got the run. Which way is he going to go? He goes to the inside. Davey takes the outside. Oh, you can see he just can't quite catch up, though, on the straight. Yeah, I don't expect the track to fully dry up. So we'll see what happens. We should get a dry line, but I'm doubting we'll see it fully dry up. Go back trackside. Look at Davey just battling to keep Toby off him. He knows he's got these slow. Oh no, he cuts it too tight and gets a penalty. Oh, bad timing. He has better traction out of the slow corners than the McLaren. That allows Toby to take the lead. Davey's gonna have to fight off Starkey now in 3rd. So Toby's got clean track. He doesn't have to compromise his lines anymore. You can see that dry line starting to form. .135's that last one. Davey's got Starkey on his tail, and now he's trying to catch Zodiaz. Zodiaz struggled through that second corner, so Dave's got a bit of a run on him. Zodiaz cuts back in front to take the better line. They both take the line, that sweeper right, about the same. But it looks like Zodiaz carried more speed through it. And through the chicane we go. Yeah, Zodiaz definitely took it better. Oh, you see Nathan got a run on Starkey. He's trying to go up the outside. It's the inside into the chicane. Nope, not quite there. Starkey holds on. Vibe's falling back a bit. Now he's got Hardcore and Jay catching up. Dan O'Neill's fallen off. He's firmly back in 9th. Got Lanky in 10th. Matt in 11th. Go back up to lead. Toby is firmly in first, but Zodiac's gonna have to do everything he can to hold off Davey. Heading down the straight. Zodiac is squeezing Davey to the outside. Gonna make him take the outside line through here. Davey backs off. Takes advantage of Zodiac's compromised line. Oh, Starkey's coming out of nowhere. He's coming up the inside of both of them. Is he gonna have the speed? He's gonna lose speed heading down there. Zodiac holds on to his place, but Starkey's able to get up the inside of Davey heading through this corner. That's gonna give him a big advantage. Nathan's up the inside. Nathan makes the move by. You got Starkey's firmly in Zodiac's tail. Zodiac has got those curbs down pretty well. He gains some speed, Oh, Vibe comes out of nowhere, goes past Nathan and is on the inside of Davey heading into the chicane. Brakes late. That Z4 is great on the brakes. Takes advantage of it. He's able to get by Davey, but will he be able to hold him off? He's going to be giving up some speed through here. We head towards the straights out of the hairpin. Oh, Vibe cuts it too short. That allows Davey and Nathan to go by as he gets a penalty. Now he's got to hold off Hardcore. Hardcore's coming up the outside, heading into the final chicane. He's going to slot right back in behind Vibe, and Vibe takes the ideal line. Or not ideal line, but at least through the second chicane. Zodiac has managed to gain a little bit of breathing room now. He's got about a second lead on Davey, but he cuts the grass right there. That's going to let those guys catch, or the dirt. It's going to let those guys catch up a little bit. Zodiac is taken back over second. Davey's solidified his third place, but he's still got Starkey right on his tail. Oh, and he's sliding through onto the straight. That compromises his speed. Starkey gets a nice run on him. Nathan tucks into Davey's draft. He's got the inside line heading to the chicane. He should be able to hold on. Looks like there's a little bumping going on there. Starkey backs out. We're gonna let's go on board with Starkey. Oh, there comes Nathan up the inside of Starkey. He isn't going to have the run, though, to go on him into the hairpin. Starkey's sticking his nose up there. Davey slides around. He's able to get by next to him. Heading into the final chicane. The Acura's pulling away a bit. Slots in behind Davey. Still see how wet the track is. Even in the dry line, it's still wet. Take a quick look at the times here. They definitely come down, though. Mostly 133s. Toby's got a 131, but he's not battling away. You can see Nathan right in Starkey's rear view. So he's trying to attack Davey without Davey struggling through that right-hander. Starkey gets the run, gets by Davey. Vibe gets by. Davey goes late into the chicane up next to Nathan. Oh, Vibe takes a lot of curb. Upsets the car too much for him to get a run. And we'll watch Nathan and Davey go side by side into the chicane. They're keeping it a little bit of door banging, but still keeping it respectful. It's pretty crazy to watch. They're still side by side, heading to the hairpin. Acura's pulling out ahead, but that Jenetta's going to be a little better on the brakes. side by side through the hairpin. Davies working to hang on to fourth. Slops right in front of Nathan. Nathan looks to the inside but backs off. Davies late on the brakes but is able to slot in front of him. Five's got to watch out. He's got Jay on his tail. We're going to head back up here. Starkey's got a bit of breathing room now as Davey tries to hold off Nathan. So we'll run down. We're on lap 13. Toby's in the lead. He's got a 7-second lead on Zodiaz. Got Starkey in third. Nathan's made the move and gotten past Davey. You can see the track's really starting to dry up. Davey's got the run on Nathan. He's looking to the inside line. It's really interesting to me. Oh man, Nathan takes way too much curve and gets us upset. Davey gets by. Now Nathan's having to fight off both Jay and Vibe. Jay's looking up the inside. It's not quite there. Him and Vibe go side by side through the chicane. They're still battling it out. Oh, Hardcore. He was about to make it a battle, but he goes wide out into the dirt. Vibe's holding off Jay. Toby's coming to the finish. 131. Zodiaz followed by Starkey. Davey still trying to fight off Nathan, and he does. And now we got Vibe and Jay in a race to the finish line. Who's it going to be? I'm not sure. They were side by side. It looks like the game gave it to Vibe. Wow, what a finish. Followed by Hardcore in 8th. Dan O'Neill's crossing the line in 9th. You got Lanky in 10th. And Matt's working on finishing up his race. Look at that. Matt got a 135 for that. I am proud of him. He is really improved. I mean, I know he did get lapped, but that's okay. Yeah, you know. 135 dealing with these conditions. The track wasn't fully dry by the end. You could even see Toby ended up with a 131 when he can do 129. So that's a massive improvement for Matt. He just needs to work on the consistency a bit. So that was Zolder. They survived the rain. We are heading to Texas. We are going to do the road course at Texas, but still a lot of oval. Really great race. Be 16 laps here. There will be no inclement weather conditions for this one. Wow, I got six viewers. You guys are welcome to talk to me. Really good stuff. We'll get Ballistic Bacon back in here if we haven't already. Yep, we got him in. Sorry, Bacon. But, while we are waiting, I'm going to grab a little bit of coffee. So, I will be right back. I was just about to say, Toby took the Mercedes here, and I think that's a good call for this track. It's a good speed car. It handles the slow, tight corners really well. It didn't do well at Mugello for him last week. That's really not a strength of that car with those sweeping corners. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm a fan of the Mercedes. All right, Zodiac has got the lead. He's in the Lamborghini. Jay is in the Porsche on the outside. You got Ballistic Bacon in the McLaren. Hardcore is in the Acura. Davies in the McLaren. Dan O'Neill's in the Acura. Yeah, we're going to see how it plays out. I know so there's a few guys who really have the banking down. It's really easy with the wheel, but I know it's tough with the controller. So we'll see how it plays out. Good luck, Bacon. And here we go. I haven't memorized who's in what car yet, but it looks like Jay's off to gets a heck of a start with that Porsche. The Porsches are great on the starts. Hardcore did not get a good start, and now has Zodiac did not get a start, and has Hardcore going around the outside of him in that Acura. Davies back and forth. Oh, this is gonna be a bit of carnage here. We'll see how this plays out. Looks like most everyone got through clean. Lanky got the worst of it. So Jay's got a nice solid lead. It's another car that should be strong here. Hardcore's holding off Zodiac. Bacon's in fourth. Davies challenging him though. He gets around him. See Hardcore sliding through this U-turn. Toby's really patient. I expect to see him moving up the field here. You see him right back there, right behind Starkey. Heading out onto the straight. Starkey's got the run on Davey. It looks like guys are handling the banking okay. Got bit of sliding. Yeah, Toby uses that speed. I'm wondering if he's in the high speed setup. You just see how he's gaining on those guys. When I did my testing at this track, I was using the balance versus grip, and balance was much faster than grip around here. You got Starkey's in second. Kobe's trying to fight off Davey and Zodiac. As you can see, Zodiac has got the grip advantage by quite a bit, but I'm betting Toby's just banking on being able to use high speed around the straights and just go by people. Toby slides right in front of Davey. Now he's right on Zodiac's tail. Oh, Zodiac slids. Toby just goes right up the inside. Let's see if those guys are able to keep up with him in his draft, or if he just pulls away from them. That'll give us a good indication of what default setups he's using. And he's pulling away from him. And I'd be surprised if those guys are in grip, so I suspect he's running high speed. Just look at him pull away with them in his draft. You see Jay out in front. Oh, Jay goes in too deep. That allows Starkey to catch up with him. You can see Toby struggles a bit with those with the corners. He's losing time a bit to both Zodiac and Davey behind him, but just pulls away on the straights. So we got Jay in first. He's trying to hold off Starkey. Porsche's another car that's good on the straights. I'm wondering if Starkey's also using high speed, because if he's gaining quite a bit on Jay, or if Jay's just struggling through the corners. We'll get a good idea here on the banking if Starkey's able to close the gap on him at all. I would say the Porsche is a stronger straight line speed car. Starkey goes under the apron. Bit of a dangerous move, and he definitely gets a run on him. So I'm definitely going to say that Jay is not running the high-speed setup. Because I can't imagine that Ginetta being able to catch up to him if he was. Starkey makes a move, but goes in deep. Jay's able to come back to the inside. Gets the move made. Keeps it tight. Looks like Toby had a bit of a incident. So you got Zodiaz is now in third, Vibes in fourth. Oh, fifth. Davey goes right on by. Oh, Davey cuts it too tight, gets a penalty. Now he's going to have to hold off Toby. Nathan's in seventh, Hardcore in eighth. Got Bacon in ninth. Dan O'Neill's in 10th. Lanky in 11th, and Matt in 12th. Matt's doing pretty good here. So Starkey's managed to get by Jay, who's really much better through those tighter hairpin corners, especially that final one. Jay's not really catching him. The Porsche's a faster car in the straights. That tells me that Starkey's probably running high speed. I would expect the Porsche to be really pulling in that Ginetta. And the way Jay catches up to him so much in that first corner. These U-turns are more sweep a little more than hairpins. Only that final one is really a tight hairpin. Starkey's clearly out in the lead. Zodiaz is in third. Vibes in fourth. Toby and Davey are fighting it out for fifth. We'll see how this plays out heading onto the straight. Davey brakes late. He brakes way too late and goes way wide. Zodiaz loses the control. That allows Vibe to go by, and now Toby's in fourth. Toby's not quite close enough to get the draft of. He just got a little bit of draft of Vibe. See if he can hold off Davey. Yeah, he's pulling away from Davey just a little bit. I'm going to guess Vibe is also in the high-speed setup. Oh, Jay has a penalty. He falls back behind Davey and Toby. Toby gets a clean run out of the corner. He moves up into third. So Starkey's up all by himself. 2 seconds ahead of Vibe. Toby's just within striking range of Vibe. So let's see how much of the draft makes a difference once we hit the banking. Oh, Toby's sliding it through the final corner. That gives Vibe a bit of an advantage. So Toby's out of the draft. You see Starkey cross the line with Vibe, followed by Toby and Davey, and then Jay. And Nathan has worked his way up. Jay's right behind Davey and Jay. He's going to work to make that a battle. 7th, Ballistic Bacon's doing a great job in 8th. You got Hardcore in 9th. Dan O'Neill in 10th. Lanky in 11th. And Matt in 12th. And so Starkey stretched his lead over Vibe. Vibe's lost a little time to Toby, who's gained up a little bit. Toby's goal is going to be in Vibe's draft when they hit the straights and banking. Hit the oval. So let's see if he manages to do that. Yeah, he just manages. He's under a second, so he's just barely in Vibe's draft. Let's see if that makes much of a difference. It's closing the gap a tiny bit, but not much. Vibe's in that Acura, which is also a straight line beast, so once you start hitting the top speeds, it might even be slightly faster than the Merc. But you can see the draft, he's gained about 0.5 of a second on the straight. You gotta give Starkey credit, he's really making that Ginetta work. He's a beast in that car. I'm sure he wishes he could run the Ginetta Ever race. Toby's within 0.5 second of Vibe though. If he manages to get through this final corner heading onto the oval in the draft, that 0.5 second could disappear in a heartbeat. There he goes, he's 0.4 behind. Heading onto the banking, firmly planted in Vibe's draft. Gotta smooth those guys out with controllers. Closing the distance. You can see the advantage he's got. He goes up the inside. Side by side. Shoots out in the front, but then it's going to be tricky heading into the first corner. See Davey and Nathan in the background. Toby claims the inside. And he gets the move done. He's up into second. Toby's got a bit of clean air. We'll see what happens when he hit the oval again, because now Vibe's going to be firmly tucked into his draft. He's going to struggle to hold those guys off, but Davey and Nathan have managed to get back in their draft. So they can make this a four-way battle for second. I don't think at this point anyone's really going to catch Stark. He's got a good 4-second lead. He'd have to make a serious mistake. Zodiaz in 6th and Jay in 7th. Ballistic Bacon trying to hunt him down. Danny O'Neill's a couple seconds back in 9th. A couple seconds behind is Hardcore, and then Lanky and Matt. So here we go. Vibe's firmly planted in Toby's draft, and he is not gaining much. He's getting there towards the end. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough, though. And into the first corner, Toby goes slightly deep. Vibe's trying to stick his nose up in there, but goes too narrow. Toby gets the exit. Vibe's not letting him get away. Toby does open the gap there a little bit. Gives himself a bit of breathing room. Sliding that McLaren around. Not McLaren, Mercedes. Sliding that Mercedes around, really wondering if he's drifting it a little too much. I can imagine if he's in high speed, that might be why. Vibe's firmly tucked into his draft, so he's gaining. He might be able to go for the move here. Toby's holding down the inside line. He's going to make Vibe go for the outside. Oh, not quite the inside, but Vibe wasn't able to get down underneath him. And then the first corner, Toby gets the better line. He's on the outside, gives him a better exit. But that's allowed Nathan and Davey to kind of catch up. However, Davey looks like he might have got a slight penalty on the first corner and drops back a bit. You can really see Vibe catches up a bit here on this. Oh yeah, Toby got a much better corner that time. Rotates just a little bit, gets on the gas. Vibe though, he is not letting him get away. Right on his tail. Vibes going on the outside. It's hard to hold speed. You lose distance if you go on the outside of these cars. You get so planted. Vibe keeps trying to use that inside line. He gets next to Toby that time. Made it work. And he gets the cutback, heading into the infield stretch. Toby slots in front, going through the chicane. Toby slides wide, but he's using that extra outside line to gain speed, but Vibe's just so planted. I think you're really starting to see the advantage of that Acura coming out of the corners. But Nathan's caught up to him. He's looking to make this a three-way battle. You got Davies kind of out in the zone a little bit. Zodiaz is trying to hold off Jay. We're on lap 12. Jay's looking left, he's looking right. Jay goes for the outside line. Dan O'Neill's catching up to those guys. They better be careful. Jay's got the lead, but Zodiaz is on the inside. Dan O'Neill's going to fly up the outside. He's got so much more speed. Zodiaz goes too deep. Jay comes up the inside. Both Dan O'Neill and Bacon are by. And Jay makes the move for 6th. It's about 3 seconds behind Davey. Toby's still trying to hold off 5. They both better be careful though, because Nathan, just like we saw Jay do, Jay and Dan O'Neill do, Nathan could get the run on both of them. Toby's going to force, he's going to force Vibe to take that outside line. Wonder if Vibe's going to break early and go for that inside cutback again. He does. Toby again takes the wider outside line. It gives him the better exit. That's why he uses it. Everywhere he turns, there's Vibe's nose trying to stick its way by. See Toby's trying different ways to get through that corner quicker, but really struggles to hold off Vibe through that right-hander. Vibe's right on his tail heading onto the oval. Nathan just isn't able to get the run out of that hairpin that Toby and Vibe get, so they create a bit of a gap, so he hasn't been able to make this a three-way battle down the straight. There's Toby. Wonder if Vibe's going to try anything a little different this time. Cleanly side by side, heading into the final bank corner. Oh, Nathan's trying to stick it up the middle, or in the inside. Toby this time takes the inside line. Able to kind of get in front and block him off. That puts Vibe under danger for Nathan. Starkey's got a 7-second lead. He ain't having to fight anybody. Ooh, Toby's sliding it through. And Toby moves over to try to break the draft right away. He's going to make these guys take the long way around him. Smart move. He broke the draft and that cut those guys' momentum off. Until he's trying to stay as far inside. Vibe's trying to get down in there. He goes wide. I think he's looking for kind of the cutback. Oh, he lost the draft by going wide, though. Ooh, looks like he might have hit the wall. Vibe slides wide. Nathan goes up the inside, so now Nathan's up into third. Now it's Nathan's turn to give Toby a run for his money. Just head back here. Dan O'Neill working to get past Jay. Oh, Bacon goes up the inside. Gets by both of them. So Bacon leads Dan O'Neill and Jay through the chicane. He goes defensive into the right infield corner. Jay gets a good exit. He's getting past Dan O'Neill right on the tail. He backs out, though. Lets those guys go ahead. Looks like he's looking for the cutback onto the banking. Bacon struggles going onto the banking. Dan O'Neill's on the inside. It's going to give him a clean run. Jay is following Dan O'Neill. Jay looks up the middle. Slots back into the draft. Jay takes the outside. Oh, these guys go up really wide. Jay gets a clean run on him, though, and goes right by. We're on lap 16. It looks like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed the end. So you got Starkey 1, Toby, Nathan, Vibe, Davey, Dan O'Neill, Jay, Ballistic Bacon in 8th, Zodiaz in 9th, Hardcore in 10th, Lanky's in 11th, and Matt in 12th. If I realized we were on the last lap, I wouldn't have gone away from that battle, but my apologies. So there's your final standings. Starkey with the win, Toby in 2nd, Nathan in 3rd. Looking at some of those times, a 1:12.9. Good racing, everybody. Excellent to see. Next is going to be Bathurst. Mount Panorama. Challenge here is that Grip is actually probably the fastest car to do a lap in. However, it's almost impossible to pass in the mountain. The Grip would give you the advantage and leave you a sitting duck, balanced and high speed, coming out. So it's one of those things, if you can get into the lead with high grip, you're going to pull away through the mountain far enough that you should be safe. But if somebody's in your draft coming out of the mountain, you're a sitting duck. And it's going to be almost impossible for you to pass anybody. So I expect most guys here to go balanced. You may see a couple of them risk high speed, which will be very dangerous for them going through the mountain pass. So we're starting the evening. This is going to be mostly a night race, so we should see the sunset and to see the sun rays. Yeah, balanced I feel is the way to go because it gives you enough through the mountain pass that you don't lose too much time and you're safe. High speed's extremely risky through the mountain pass. But yeah, high grip is, I'd say, definitely the fastest laps I've done here have been high grip, and I think that was the consensus. But in a race, it's just not the way to go because you can't pass in the mountain pass, and you're sitting duck on the straights. So let's see what everyone's kind of chose. You got Bacon in the Jetta, Jay's going with the Acura. The Lamborghini, Lanky's still in the BMW, Zodiaz in the Jetta, Dan O'Neill in the Cadillac, Starkey's got the Bentley. Jazz apparently pretty popular here. And the Toby. So you're seeing the grip cars are being pretty popular, but I really think the Acura is a good choice for this track. Stable, balanced through the mountain pass, and has good top end to really fight people off down the straights. Whereas the Lamborghini, the Cadillac, and the Ginetta are more grip cars, are going to give up some of that speed. So we'll see how this plays out. And then a couple people in the Bentley. Got Davey in the Bentley and Starkey in the Bentley. See how this goes. Set this down. Should be getting started here in a moment. Oh wow, we got 7 viewers. If you guys are viewing, feel free to talk to me. I know quite a few of our viewers are actually racers, and that's not possible. But I like talking to anyone who comments in the chat session. I've managed to find a way to keep it, because the preview is a couple seconds behind, so I actually tend to watch my broadcasting thing, but I have it minimized enough that I can see the chat to the right of it. Yeah, let's not text and drive in a race. Like, really? I once saw a guy texting on a motorcycle as he went through an intersection. Like, really? Not a good idea. And here we go. Jay's got pole too, so we'll see if he can make that Acura stick. Davies on the outside, Starkey's in 3rd, Hyde in 4th, Dan O'Neill in 5th, Nathan in 6th, Harkle in 7th, Lanky in 8th, Zodiaz in 9th, Toby in 10th, Bacon in 11th, and Matt in 12th. The other Matt. I know a lot of the guys wish you were in these races, Matty. And here we go. Pretty easy to get a good start with that Acura, so Jay might have a chance to do really well here. Yep, shoots right off the front. Davies right behind him. Oh, somebody slides out. They managed to recover without creating a mess. Who was that in the blue Lamborghini? That was Nathan. Almost lost it. So here we go. Jay's got a nice lead. He's got a couple people in this wrap, but you can see they're not catching him. So the real question is going to be how he goes wide into the first corner of the mountain pass. Davey goes right on by. But now you got Davey and Vibe fighting it up the mountain pass with Starkey in 3rd. Oh, look at those Bentleys go. This is where the grippier car, the Ginetta, the Bentley, they're going to make noise. Jay's solidified fourth, but is he going to be able to fight back? We'll follow along here with Vibe for a bit, heading down the hill. And I'm trying to remember the name of the final corner of the mountain pass. Is it not Hellcorn? Hellcorn is turn right. Lord knows that final corner heading onto the straight's dangerous. And Janetta's got a bit of a speed advantage on the Bentley, so we'll see how this kind of plays out. Davies taking the outside line, which will turn to the inside into the braking zone. Vibe's clearly up next to him, though. And Vibe slots in front of him. Makes his car wide and just sticks it and takes over the lead. Nice move by Vibe. He definitely had the speed advantage heading down the straight. So you got Davey in second, Starkey in third in the Bentley, and Jay with Nathan right on his tail. Jay is still in the draft of Starkey, so we'll see if he can close it. Him and Nathan can close that gap a bit. Nope, they're out of the draft, it looks like. They lost the draft. You can tell it's going to be difficult for Nathan to make the pass, but Jay still struggling to get that first corner into the mountain pass right. Keeps missing his braking zone. Nathan goes right on by. Dan O'Neill's in sixth. He's got Toby on his tail. We'll follow along with Dan O'Neill. You see Jay right up ahead of him. Toby's definitely doesn't got anywhere to make a pass, but he's definitely going to make sure Dan O'Neill knows he's there. Oh, Dan O'Neill hits the wall. Toby goes right on by. And that's what you got to do. You got to be really... It's dangerous, but if you can take advantage of... Oh, Toby makes a mistake. He hits the wall. Dan O'Neill has nowhere to go, though, going down the hill. So everyone keeps their spot. So Toby moves up into sixth. Jay's back in the draft of Nathan. And Nathan's in the draft of Davey, so let's see what happens here. Is Jay gaining any ground? He is. He's closing that gap down the straight quite a bit. Oh, he goes late on the brakes. Almost cost him. Then, 1 second, buddy. Alright, sorry about that. I had to talk to my son. So Vibe's clearly on front. Starkey's in second. Davies in third. He's got Nathan on his tail. I really love the camera angles they chose for this. You still see Jay struggling, but he's starting to get that first corner down. Nathan's right on Davies' tail heading up the mountain. Maybe pulling away a bit up the mountain. Bentley has a bit more grunt going up. Oh no, Davey hits the wall. And Nathan isn't able to take advantage of it. Probably had to back off. Heading down the hill, that allows Jay to close the gap. It's tough. Mountain pass is tough. Nathan's firmly tucked into Davies' draft. See, their battling's allowed Starkey to get away. Not quite close enough to go for the move, is he? He's late on the brakes. Davey fights back, but it looks like Nathan's got by. A little bit of contact. Then side by side into the final corner. Davey gets the better exit. Takes the spot back. Very careful. You got a three-way battle now, and then Toby's closing the gap to all three of them. You see Vibes out there in front, Starkey in second, Davey in third, Nathan in fourth, Jay in fifth. And Toby closing the gap. Davey goes a little defensive and then goes back wide to take the safer line. Gets too much curb, it throws his car out. Almost cost him. Now we've got a four-way battle for third. Oh, Nathan's going to make it side by side going up the mountain. How's this going to work out? He backed out of it. Oh my gosh. And Bentley pulls away a little bit towards the end of the mountain pass. Just a little better going up the hill. See Jay struggling with the downhill. As that gap opens, Toby's right on his tail. We'll see if Nathan's able to keep on top of Davey heading out of the mountain pass. Davey's managed to keep a couple tenths. Got a bit of a gap. However, Jay does not have a gap to Toby. See, Toby's not really gaining any distance, though. I'm wondering if Toby's using grip. Jay's almost pulling away from him down the straight. The Audi is not allowed this season. It's a bit OP, so we wanted to do a series without it. See, Vibe's in the lead. Starkey's closed the gap. Vibe goes wide, so now he's got to fight off Starkey. In the background, you can see Davey still struggling to hold off Nathan. These guys get to battling, though. If the four behind him, we're on lap 5. Starkey's going for the move, heading into the turn 2. It isn't really on, though. He backs out of it. You see the sun's come up. We're back in the day. All over him. You can tell that Bentley is just strong up the mountain. Oh! Vibe hit the wall a bit, and Starkey takes advantage. Oh, there was a bit of contact. Vibe went wide, but Starkey was already there. I would call that a pretty legit move. Heading onto the straight. Now that Ginetta showed some strength down the straight, so even though Vibe's got a 6/10 lead, let's see how much of that gap closes by the end. Just closed it off one from 6/10 to 4/10, almost 3/10. So we gained 3/10 on him down the straight. Just got to keep up through the corners. Starkey heads to the finish line. Vibes firmly tucked in his draft. You can see Nathan's back there trying to fight off Toby. Let's give Davey a bit of breathing room. Heading down the straight, Vibes firmly tucked into the slipstream of Starkey. Starkey gonna go defensive here. Vibe gonna be close enough? Nope, Vibe isn't close enough to go for the move. Starkey's able to take the ideal line without going defensive. Yeah, I probably should look over here. It's much bigger on the TV. And Bentley's strong up the mountain, but Vibe isn't letting him get away. Heading into the downhill section, this will be critical for both drivers. Vibe goes a little, Starkey goes a little late, allows Vibe to close the gap. Vibe thought about sticking his nose in, but holds back. Not really a place to go for the pass. Best bet is just staying right on his tail as they enter the straight. So he's only 2/10 behind. Now, if you remember last lap, he gained 3/10 down the straight, so we should easily be side by side with him heading into stretch. And here we go, side by side. Starkey lets him take the outside, which will be the inside for the braking zone. Vibe squeezes him a bit, and he makes the move. I think Starkey's just gonna go into his draft. That would probably be the smart thing to do here. Let's head back to Davey. Oh, Toby must have had a moment. He's down to 6th. Jay's holding on to 5th. Got Dan O'Neill in 7th, Hardcore in 8th, Zodiaz in 9th, Lanky in 10th, Bacon in 11th, and Mattson 12th. So heading down the front straight. We are in lap 7, by the way. Vibe's got the lead heading up the mountain pass. I expect Starkey to be right on his tail the whole time, though. Ooh, back here. Nathan's trying to go for a move. Bentley's really proven himself here at Mount Panorama. Oh, Nathan got wide. Now he's got Jay all over him. Let's head back up here to going down the hill. Starkey just staying right on his tail. And into the final corner. Looks up the inside, side by side, out of the final corner. We're going to get to see who has the speed advantage here. Looks like that Janetta's got a bit of the initial speed advantage. Starkey drops back into his draft. It should give him a little bit of run into the braking zone. Gives him the inside. Oh, Vibe goes wide, catches the grass, cuts back across. Bit of a dangerous move. He's trying to hold on. Starkey gets a nice run down the back stretch, heading to the final corner. Slots right in front, takes it back over. Davey's firmly out in third. Nathan's trying to hold off Jay. I think Toby might be in a grip setup. He doesn't seem like he's able to get the run on these guys to get by. Hardcore gets past Dan O'Neill, but he's sliding through the final corner. Dan O'Neill fights back, takes the outside line. We're heading into lap 8. Dan O'Neill settles for being in the draft, but now he's just good. He's got the run, and he's going to take the outside line. He's got a bit of the speed advantage. I'm wondering if Hardcore is on a grip setup. Head into the first corner of the mountain. Dan O'Neill secures the spot. Zodiaz in 9th. Toby's still in 6th. Something happened. He's lost some distance to Jay and Nathan. Oh, Jay hits the wall. That gives Nathan some breathing room. We're going to go back here. Looks like the battle for the lead might be the best battle on the track. Starkey gets a nice clean run out of the mountain pass and down the hill. Opens up that gap to 4/10 on Vibe. That's not going to give Vibe enough time to get next to him, even with the draft. We're on lap 8, getting ready to head to the penultimate lap. Using as much of the curbs as they can, sometimes a bit of the dirt. Heading to the final corner. Oh, and Vibe cuts it a bit. That may be the end of this battle. We're heading into lap 9. Starkey's now, Vibe's now firmly out of the draft. Not enough a penalty to give Davey a chance, but enough that he isn't going to be able to use the draft to get back to Starkey. He's going to have to hope they make some gains. Jay's managed to get by Nathan in the 4th. This is where you see the strength of that Acura down the straight. The Lamborghini struggling to close the gap. But, oh! Nathan cuts it really close. Bit of contact. Heading up the hill. Oh, Jay slid wide. Nathan comes up the inside. It's a tough place to go for a move. Bit of a dangerous place to go for a move. All right, Jay's secured 4th at this point. Nathan's back in 5th. Toby in 6th. Dan O'Neill in 7th. And still got Hardcore behind him. Zodiaz in 9th. Lanky in 10th. Bacon in 11th. Matt in 12th. And Starkey stretched his lead out a bit over Vibe. It's now at 1.4 seconds. Looks like Jay had the fastest lap last lap. Jay's still got Nathan all over him. We're going to go on board here. And into the final lap. It's where the battle is. Let's see what some of these times are. It started at 2:03. Look at that. Vibe did a 2:03. You just see he can't quite close the gap to that Acura. Jay struggled through this first corner, but it looks like he's finally kind of got it down. Nathan's stronger through it. This is where Jay tends to go a little wide and leave a bit of a gap for someone to jump into. Just isn't able to kind of close the gap, but Jay struggles down the hill, so we'll go back. See if that gap closes. Oh, Nathan hits the wall. And Jay hits the wall. It's dangerous going down this hill. Let's see. It's within 2/10. We can see how big that gap is. Up to 3/10. Jay's pulling away. The Starkey's coming to the finish. Looks like Vibes closed the gap on him a bit, but it's just not going to be enough. Starkey's going to take the win. Vibes going to come in second. Davey holds on to third. Jay's going to hold on to fourth. Followed by Nathan and then Toby. Toby had probably had the fastest lap of the race there. Dan O'Neill fell off hardcore for 7th. So Diaz is going to come in 9th. Lanky in 10th. Bacon is coming up in 11th. Oh, struggles through that final corner. You can't catch too much of that curb or it'll spin you around. Or get on the gas too soon on that curb. And then Matt's coming down the hill. Bathurst is one of the toughest tracks in this race. And like I said, Matt's really been working hard. And Bathurst is definitely a survival track. So just really proud of Matt for sticking this one out. And there's your final standings. Alright, we usually take about a 5-minute break before the final race. So I'm going to take a little minor break. And we'll be right back. There's your final standings. Hold on just a moment. I'm curious who got the best lap. Oh, we lost somebody. Oh yeah, definitely Toby. 2027. But here's a couple low 5 with a low 203. Starkey with a 2036. Brutal track. Brutal. Could win, Starkey. What were you using balance, Starkey? So let me see. There's going to be a break here. I kind of want to step outside for a moment. So I'm going to do that. So if I'm not back in time for the start of the final race at Yaz Marina, then I apologize. All right, I'm back. We did lose Jay. He had a bit of a headache. Looks like we might have lost somebody else as well. Not sure who. Five was high speed. That would explain why he was so fast down the straights. But it looked like it might have cost him in the mountain. Nope, here we go. We're getting started. So we are on to Yaz Marina. Be interesting. Got a few Porsches, McLarens. Porsche's the popular car for this one. A lot of straights at Yaz Marina with tight corners. Bacon, you're going to struggle with that Z4. It'll be interesting to watch. I know a high grip is generally the better choice here, but somebody might try balance for the straights. We'll see how this plays out. Here we go. It looks like Nathan and Toby are at the start. Bacon's in third. Starkey in fourth. Vibe in fifth. Matt's in sixth. Lanky in seventh. Davey in eighth. Dan O'Neill in ninth. Zodiaz in 10th. And Hardcore in 12th. Or 11th, I'm sorry. We're going to head up to the front. We'll go on board here with Bacon to start. See how this start goes. And here we go. And we're off. Bacon doesn't get a very good start. Looks like Nathan holds on to the lead, but Toby's right on his tail with Starkey and Vibe right behind. Looks like Toby's going to hang back and play it a little patient. He's going to watch out for Starkey on his right behind him. Davies in fifth. Vibes making that McLaren work. Let's see if Toby gets a run on Nathan down the straight. Nathan's off to a good start. He's going to have to hold off Toby in his draft. He makes Toby, goes defensive, makes Toby take the outside line, but oh man, Toby had a heck of a lot of speed, but he goes in deep, but he's able to hold off Nathan through the chicane. You can see it's Starkey and Vibe back in third and fourth. Davies in fifth. Bacon in sixth. He's trying to hold off Zodiaz and Dan O'Neill. Dan O'Neill looks up the inside of Zodiaz, but doesn't do anything with it. And through the chicane. Bacon struggling. Zodiaz goes around looking to go around the outside. Makes it stick. He's got the better exit speed. Now Bacon's trying to hold off Dan O'Neill and Hardcore. Dan O'Neill. He's trying to hold off. Yep, Dan O'Neill is by, and Hardcore in ninth. So heading back to the front. Toby's got a 3/10 lead over Nathan. Nathan's trying to hang on to his tail. And now he's going to have to fight off Starkey and Vibe. And into turn 1. Using the curbs, making sure no one goes up the inside of him. He's definitely playing defensively. Toby's stretched his lead. These guys battle it out for second. Question for Nathan, is he going to be able to keep Toby's draft heading down this long straight? Looks like he gets a good corner exit. Let's see how much that gap closes. Yeah, he definitely went through the hairpin very well. Not closing up very much though. In fact, he's losing time. I think Toby might be imbalanced. You definitely tell him to break it. Nathan closes the gap. I'm wondering if Toby was in high grip for Bathurst and decided he wasn't going to let people do that to him this race. He just pulled away on the straights. They're closing the gap a little bit through the corners. However, if they're battling it out, he's going to get away. Nathan's doing a good job of staying close. I definitely suspect with the way Toby's sliding around, he went balanced. Let's let these guys close the gap a little bit on the in the corners. Right now they're not battling too much. Nathan doesn't get a good run through the final corner. Causes Starkey to have to back off a bit. Alright, can you wait a little bit, buddy?
Just spectating.
Yep, I'm spectating, but I'm also commentating. This is where you see the difference between Toby and Nathan. Nathan closes the gap for a little bit heading down the straight, but then Toby starts to pull away. Even with the draft. But heading into this heavy braking zone, Nathan's able to close the gap a bit. So far, Davy's kind of firmly held on to 5th, but Zodiac is closing the gap a little bit. Dan and Neil's in 7th, Hardcore in 8th, Ballistic Bacon's in 9th, Lanky in 10th. Got something going on. He gets a penalty there. Matt's not too far behind Lanky. Strange going on with those lap timers though. I head back up here. Toby stretched his gap a bit. Nathan's gonna lose the draft. Without the draft, he might be a sitting duck to the guys behind him. Let's see if Nathan can do a little better in his final corner this time. Definitely gets a nice little run out of there. It's not quite close enough to really get the draft to Toby though. Starkey sticks his nose up there. Nathan closes the door. Battle of the Porsches, revived in that McLaren, isn't letting them get away. Nathan's pretty strong through these set of chicanes and the hairpin. Tends to stretch his lead over the other guys coming out. Really good traction on the exit. But he's firmly out of Toby's draft at this point. See the Starkey and Vibe closing the gap a little bit, heading into the chicane. Nathan's just really strong on the exits with his getting the traction down. And he stretches his gap quite a bit. Now Starkey's got to hold off Vibe. Side by side through the chicane. Vibe's on the outside, trying to hold that line, but Starkey's able to pull right back in front. Vibe's putting the pressure on though, right on his bumper. Look how close he is, making him feel the pressure. We're gonna head back a bit and see between Davey and Zodiaz. Gap stayed about the same, 2 seconds, but Dan O'Neill's kind of caught up to Zodiaz. Looks like the best battle right now is for third place between Starkey and Vibe. A lot of Porsche McLaren battles going on here. Oh, Vibe going for the move on Starkey. Can he make it stick? Starkey's able to get through the chicane quicker. Vibe's a little better through the hairpin. He gets the traction down better coming out. They're about equal. You see that Porsche pulls away on traction out of the corner. Vibe isn't quite able to close the gap heading into the chicane. Oh, Starkey has a bit of a moment. Allows Vibe to get right up next to him again. Vibe's trying to take advantage. He's squeezing him to the inside. He's not giving up that outside line. See how they both handle the braking zone. Vibe's holding on to the side by side. It's a little quicker through the chicane. Firmly on the outside. He doesn't want to give it up. Oh, it slides a little too wide. Has to give up the spot or risk a penalty. That allows Starkey some breathing room. Nathan's been able to keep the gap between him and Toby pretty consistent. A little quicker through the corners. But just not quite as consistent enough to get back into the draft. If he can get back into the draft, he might be able to make a race of it. But he hasn't managed to do that yet. So we're watching the deltas to see where the battles are. Something happened to Bacon. See, Zodiaz is almost caught up to Davey. Oh, did we lose somebody else? Down to 9. A little too late to do a restart at this point. Toby stretched his gap. Stretched the gap to Nathan. Vibe's trying to close the gap to Starkey. Davey's firmly in 5th. Zodiaz has closed that gap just a little bit. Dan O'Neill in 7th. Hardcore in 8th. Not sure what happened to our other racers, but looks like we lost Lanky and we lost we'll keep an eye on this because Starkey's closing the gap to Nathan. Everything's kind of spread out at this point, so it's going to be a matter of who can just take advantage of their lines, not make any mistakes. Oh, Nathan almost lost the rear end. That allows Starkey to close right onto his tail. Starkey's playing it patient. Maybe stretch the gap, and Zodiaz is going to have to hold off Dan O'Neill now. Ooh, Nathan has a bit of a moment. Starkey isn't quite able to take advantage. Starkey's closing the gap to Nathan, heading into the chicane. Yeah, sorry to hear about that, Bacon. Oh, Starkey gets a penalty. Nathan gets away, but now he's going to have to worry about Vibe. So now Vibe's right on Starkey's tail. Nathan's got a bit of breathing room. Starkey, Vibe's just taking full advantage of those curbs. Let's go on board with Vibe for a moment. Makes Nathan go, Starkey go a bit narrow there. Oh, Starkey goes a bit wide. Takes the wider line. Looks like he's trying to get the cut back. Starkey goes wide, so now he's side by side. Vibe's got the lead, but he's on the outside heading into turn one. Side by side we go. And Starkey's able to kind of get out in front, but isn't able to close the door quite yet. And there he is. He closes the door. Oh, Vibe sends it on the inside, but loss of traction on the exit. That Porsche is strong on the exit. And there goes Starkey. Vibe just doesn't have the straight line speed to quite keep up with him. He has to settle back in behind Starkey. Definitely the Porsches have the advantage on the exits in this track. And Toby's heading towards the penultimate lap. Firmly in first with a 3.5 second lead over Nathan. Starkey and Vibe. It doesn't look like Vibe's able he's going for the moves, but isn't able to make them stick. His only real hope is that Starkey makes a mistake he can take advantage of. Oh, Zodiaz must have had a moment because Dan O'Neill has moved his way up to 6th. Zodiaz is in 7th. Hardcore's actually closed the gap a bit. At 9th. So here we go. We're going to stick with Starkey and Vibe as we go into the penultimate lap. The Vibe can force Starkey into a mistake. It's like Starkey's got the better pace, but He's having to fend off Vibe all this time. He's not able to really maximize it. Vibe's pushing the issue. Oh, Nathan must have had a mistake. He's not that far in front of Starkey and Vibe anymore. Lost a good bit of time. This is shaping up to potentially be a battle. Halfway through the penultimate lap. Not a whole lot of time left for anyone to get it. Oh, there's a mistake. Oh, both Nathan and Vibe make a mistake. That allows Starkey up in the second. He's got clean air now. So now you got Nathan and Vibe. That may have just settled it. Starkey's been battling to get past. I'm not sure Nathan's going to be able to keep up with him. I'm pretty sure Starkey may have had the fastest lap so far. The question is Nathan going to be able to close the gap? He's only half a second behind. He's only got one lap to do it. So he has to battle off Hardcore back here as well. We got another McLaren Porsche battle brewing. We're going to come back up here. Nope. Looks like Starkey's able to spread the gap, and I don't think Nathan's going to be able to gain much in the draft. Definitely goes wide, loses a bit more time. It's almost out of the draft at this point. Oh, it looks like Davey had a mistake. Dan O'Neill's pretty close. We're going to head up. We're on the final lap. So Toby's got a clean lead over Stark, 5 seconds over Starkey. See if Nathan closes that gap at all by the chicane, and it doesn't really look like he's going to. Heading into the chicane. Yeah, he closes the gap a little bit, but it's just not enough. We're going to go back here to Davey, who's trying to battle off Dan O'Neill. Looks like he spread the gap, though, far enough that he's safe. So Diaz has gained some distance on Hardcore, so... Oh! Vibe was trying to make it a battle on Nathan. Starkey's had a mistake. Nathan's up the inside of Starkey. They're battling. Vibe's going to try and get past Nathan by following Starkey through. Ooh, Nathan goes wide. That allows Vibe up in the third. Vibe's putting the pressure on Starkey. He'd love to move up. Oh, and he gets a penalty. That allows Nathan right on by. Pushed it just a little too hard. Vibe's going up the inside. Who's going to get it out of the final corner? Vibe's on the inside, but Nathan's going to get the better run on the outside line. Oh! Vibe cuts it too close, gets a penalty. Nathan goes wide and gets a penalty. But I think that one turned out how it probably should have. Because it wasn't Nathan's fault he slid wide. So Nathan comes in third, Vibe gets fourth. Davey crosses the line in fifth, Dan O'Neill in sixth. Bit of excitement there at the end. So Diaz gets seventh. Hardcore comes in eighth, and Matt comes in ninth. And that about wraps it up, everybody. There's your final standings for the final race. And that concludes SLR's Week 3. So thank you for coming. Thank you for those that were watching. Maddie, I know for sure. I know some of the racers had it on their computers watching on the side. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and anyone who watches it later enjoys it. So I'm going to sign off. That's the end of this stream. And a lot of good racing to watch this week. Signing off. Take care.